Hello, my name is Angela Frazier. It's nice to see you today. I'm going to talk to you about what I treasure. What I treasure today in my life of recovery is that I have a clearer head, I have different perception of things, I'm open to suggestions, and I am no longer a slave to my disease of addiction. I am free. And when I say free, free to know what I don't want to do, free to make better choices for myself. I treasure the relationship I have with my son, the respect that I have for myself, the respect that I receive from others, the ability to touch another person's life from my lived experience is what I treasure. I treasure that I no longer am filled with guilt and shame like I was in active addiction. In active addiction, the guilt and shame kept me out there for 20 plus years. To not know who I was and just be running to get the next one. I treasure I have a bank account, I have a beautiful apartment, I own a house, I have a son who is respectful, but I treasure my recovery more than anything else. I treasure the process that I went through, the pain that I went through that makes me stronger, being able to address some self-esteem issues, self-confidence, anger, being unforgiving, being a victim. I treasure not being any of those things anymore. I treasure the pain that I went through because that pain made me stronger, and that pain was a release for me to begin my healing process. I treasure the respect that I have learned for my disease of addiction. The respect that I have learned keeps me safe. I surrendered to my disease and I win. I'm victorious. I treasure the knowledge that I have gained on this recovery journey. I treasure my life. I really thought that I was going to die in the street in active addiction, alone, somewhere where nobody would ever know who I was and that I didn't matter to society as a whole. I treasure the pleasure that I bring my mom and my son. I treasure that my mom's prayers were answered. So when she did leave this earth on February 27th, 2020, her spirit was able to be at peace and to rest in peace because she knew that I had my life together. She lived those 11 years with me. She watched my patterns change. She watched my behaviors change. She watched my self respect come back. She watched me care for others, but care for myself mostly. To take care of my son, who I have an amazing relationship with. I treasure the respect he has for me as a woman and as his mother and as a person that's in long term recovery. We talk all the time. We laugh, we cry. I even share some of my story with him, the parts that aren't too painful for him to hear. I treasure the peace that I have inside, the inner peace, that I've made peace with my past because I understand that that was my disease. That wasn't Angela. So I treasure who Angela is today because Angela is amazing. Angela is loving, caring, giving, respectful, has integrity, she is honest, and she's in recovery. I treasure living as opposed to the years of just existing. I treasure smelling the grass, going on vacations, going to sleep with money and credit cards, and waking up in the morning and I have the same money and still have the credit cards that aren't maxed out. I treasure having a roof over my head that I pay rent for. I'm accountable and responsible for self as a grown, responsible adult. I also treasure the opportunity that I was given in 2010 to have somewhere to go to restart my life. There's so much to treasure, and I'm grateful today. So have a good day. See you soon.